Man, like I don't know if you mean it or what. Anyway, you tell us. But there's this energy that is in it that, like, like when a cook is cooking, they're putting Maggi, salt, pepper. The re-cook just mixes the thing. Like you're fond of doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You see what I mean? You're fond of like just taking us through some kind of ride.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's that. When you have when you are passionate about something like rap or like music, and you happen to be in a milieu where you are, you know, free to express yourself, it just comes out naturally, you know.
Mashallah. Especially this song. Are you attached to this song? Hope we're not pulling like your old record. One thing with inventors is that they invent so many things, and then people go and take the old thing that you don't even care about it anymore. You care about. So hope that's not what we're doing
No,
here.
I mean, no, 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 not really. This is like one of the genesis. This is one of like the genesis of me coming out, you know,
Yeah,
as a rapper, as an artist,
yeah,
especially under my record label, Stevens Music. Yes. So I mean, the song to me it's one of my biggest. It's one of my biggest because it's being respected up to date, man.
yeah, man.
That song, that particular record has its respect up to today, man. So really, it means a lot. It means a lot to me.
Mashallah. Yeah, it is powerful. I have my bro here. Hope that man, shout out to you. We're live already. I'm sending you guys a link now. We used to he's a registered nurse in the United States, and I was in school studying computer science, philosophy, mathematics. He was studying medicine, nursing, all of those kinds of stuff. So listening to your songs, that's what always gave us grounding. Like as things got harder, we listen. These guys kept releasing songs, man. That's what got us motivated because it gets too hard.
Thank you, man. I mean, listening, hearing this is a really big motivation for me. You understand? So it's,
Oh
I
wow.
mean, because it will really mean a lot when you're doing something and people actually recommend you, people like commend you for it and
Yeah.
appreciates or tells you you're doing good. I mean, it serves as that fuel that keeps going. Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
see.
really
I see.
appreciate, man. If I can get someone to tell me that my song stood as a mode of a motivational factor for them, then it really means I'm doing something good. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, man, and there are lots of us out here that, and that's why one of the reasons why we have this podcast, because like we have a lot of experiences, and people like you are like mathematicians, where a mathematician will go, you have this theory, you solve it, do all the rough work, then take the answer sheet and submit. So the
Yeah.
professor doesn't see the rough work. You see, so a lot of people
Yeah.
don't see the rough work underneath. They only see the answer, and they don't see the struggles of this artist, what you go through, your work ethics, your philosophy. So with this podcast, we try to discuss about those so that the public can connect with artists, leaders, and people that produce anything, so they get to see that rough work and they can respect you for who you really are.
Indeed. Indeed. It's a very great. It's a very powerful initiative, man. Even being in a position to think about something like this. I mean, it means you really have creatives at heart. Yeah.
Yeah, mashallah, mashallah. I sent the link on how do they call it, WhatsApp. Yeah, so Isaac, yeah,
It's
like,
already
Isaac,
on
please.
WhatsApp.
Yes, I sent it to you. The link to the Facebook video. It's on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah, Isaac, you need to unplug and plug in. We can hear you.
So I go now and start sharing, right?
Oh yeah, you can share on your wall and social graphs. I'm doing the same now. Let me share. We always used to take this first minutes to do that, and then we jump into the conversations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So now we just warm up. Let me put the other one that.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Boy Tag, this is the other song that made me to really see the Sondiata in you. Like he was the first Mansa, King of Kings. This one,
Yeah.
yeah, this man, like, are you a dragon? What animal what totem do you use?
Man.
Yeah, man. How do you see yourself? Are you like a dragon?
No, not really. I just see myself as someone who has been in a shell for too long.
Okay.
You know, someone who has been in a box for too long. Someone who has let fear decide for him.
Okay.
I've let fear decide for me. Fear of failure, fear of rejection. Fear of ridicule
Yeah.
and all that mockery. So I've let a lot of that decide my fate,
Okay.
and I just think it's time for me to own my grounds now and pilot my destiny. So that's just what I want to do now, and I thank God because I'm using music to do that. So yeah,
Okay. Mashallah. Yeah, I see.
I'm
And
just I'm
yeah.
just that fighter. I'm just that fighter who was afraid to pick up the weapon, to pick up the gun and fight. But now, I mean, I can be who I want to be because I have decided to become a one man army. I can't keep sitting down and expecting things to just work out by themselves. You have
Mashallah.
to make things work. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And that's the spirit that some of us get through your songs. Because like you were saying, this is a good initiative that like to have this whole platform is it means one has creatives at heart. I think it's the same thing. It's also me battling fear. Like what I do as a computer programmer is like art. To me it's like art. Even when I do like mathematics, it's art to me because I get to express myself using those symbols. If you take music down, the songs you make, if you break them down to the software notations, you have something like do re mi fa sol la ti do. You express it in
Yeah.
that notation. So we will express our things as X Y or in some computer code, but we're doing the same thing. You see what I mean? But from different angles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why
Yes.
this platform,
Yes.
and maybe that's why I connect so much with your work because it gives me that force to like just, and it's also about letting the mind flow, right? Like in my work, when I have these songs going, there's some kind of fuel or espresso that is coming from where I know not, that at least I can land on the beat and
Yeah. For
enjoy it.
sure.
Yeah,
For sure. And that's nice, man. I mean, we just need to keep doing what we are doing. A lot of people will pretend as if they're not seeing it, but they are. They are seeing it. They are just,
mashallah.
yeah, they are just kind of scared to tell you about it, to congratulate you because they maybe have that fear that you will leave your shell, develop wings, and fly. So, and they are really scared to see you fly. So, yeah.
Yeah, I see. I see.
Nepa, up Nepa, give me a Nepa break.
Oh, Nepa did that thing to you again, Isaac.
Yes, up Nepa.
Sorry, bro. Sorry for that.
Oh, yeah, we deal with them. We're ready.
Yeah, okay. So I shared already, and so when Isaac is back, well we can keep warming up, and also there's this thing as an artist. So you also have this tie. It looks like you have this tie to tradition. You look like a traditionalist to me, like in the sense that first your intro you did remixes or some kind of a revamp of some of the classics that we know of, with Andre
Yeah.
Marie Bida. Yeah, it was there a reason. What's your philosophy behind that?
Starting with that particular freestyle project, I wanted to, appreciate and
Yeah,
acknowledge those who have paved their way in one way or the other. I understand. So I had to appreciate, acknowledge them, and also, give the respect that they duly deserve, while also creating a path for myself.
yeah.
Because I don't want to be that artist who will, uh, be somehow desperate to shine
Okay.
under someone else's shadow. I don't want to live under someone else's shadow. I wanted to create a path for myself,
Yeah,
but respecting those who have been there for me, those who have made it somehow easy for
yeah.
me to come through. So really, that was why I took the beats of the classics. Let's just call them the classic songs that we have heard, the Ampers,
Yeah.
yeah, the
Mashallah.
Jovis and all. So
Yeah.
yeah, those are the people I really respect because they come out, to create a difference. They created, in their own way, they create a difference. You have the likes of Sarkodie, the Pato Rankings,
Yeah.
you know, the YCs, Jovis, Stanley, So I mean, they have really done their part to they have done their part to create a way. So, and I cannot just say I started something. I
Yeah.
mean, people started it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if I can continue from where they stopped.
Yeah. Right. Mashallah. I see.
Yeah, they have already took it somewhere, and I'm just coming in to play my part and take the journey further. So that's why I started with their. I had to reference their beats and use.
Mashallah. I mean, there's a lot of that's tactical, and it shows some touch to your art that is like unique. And just like scientists will say, they'll stand on the shoulders of giants, like those that came before them. You stand on their shoulders, and
Yeah,
then you before you become that giant, that
yeah,
others can stand on your shoulders too. And
exactly.
yeah,
So that's
yeah, I
that's
see.
that's it.
Mashallah. And but your understanding is deep, man. Like your understanding from if one listens to your lyrics, especially your song about your grandma, like it goes into life in general. Like it looks like you are telling your story, but you are saying something that sounds like universal law. You know, I mean, things like love, hustles, those are universal.
Yeah,
You see, but your story touches
yeah.
it, and so, and you also just mentioned that you decided to stop to face fear and step out. So what did it feel like the first moments that you realized that you have a talent to produce what you produce? Like how you feel when you notice that you can rap or you notice you can sing? Like how did you feel in your own space?
To be honest, I was really scared. I was scared because I didn't know how it would be received.
Okay.
I had faced ridicule, mockery, all that insults and all stigmatization, for me being an albino and all. But
Yeah.
so when I started with the music thing, I really did not know how people will receive it.
Okay.
Will they receive it like, this is that useless guy, this is that albino guy who really does not have much to offer, who is coming out to disturb our ears in the likes of in the name of he's doing music. I didn't really know if they will receive the music well,
Yeah.
or they would want to, criticize me or crucify me, the person, and ignore the music. I didn't know if they were going to forget about my color or me being an albino and just accept the gift, the talent that I have, or if they would want to, hate on me the more,
Yeah.
even with what I have to offer. So I just took a chance. To be honest, I just took a chance. I just like, this is what I have. I think this is what I can do. This I have the gift. I have the talent to do music.
Yeah.
I cannot just let this die. Let me just try and see if people can, kind of accept me for who I am, for what I have to offer. And I got in there. Well, the first couple of years were kind of tough
Yeah.
because my fears actually came true. A lot of people,
Yeah.
laughed at me, mocked, hated, insulted, ridiculed, and all. It really weighed heavy on me. So
Mm-hmm.
I yeah, I was hurt. I really was hurt mentally, emotionally, and I started questioning myself. I started questioning my abilities, my
Yeah.
purpose, and all. So as time goes by, you get to try as much as you can to learn how to maneuver through the hatred, the ill talks,
Yeah.
the bad energy,
Yeah.
and that's something I got to do. And little by little, gradually, I finally arrived at a point where I could no longer let those things worry me. I
Okay.
just had to do what I want to do what I feel happy doing, giving them the music I felt they needed.
Yeah.
Yes, and little by little, they started, listening to the music and, forgetting the fact that, yeah, this guy's an albino, but these guys are albino, I'm black, you are fair, this guy. So we are, at the end of the day, we are all created by the same God,
Yeah.
you see. So they had to, accept the fact that I cannot change who I am, no matter how much hate or pressure or ridicule they throw at me.
Yeah.
Same way, they cannot change who they are, no matter how many insults they receive. So they just have to, go with it. I'm just as anyone else. I do good music. They listen to my music with the good messages that it passes. I mean, they just have to accept who I am.
Yes,
And from there, it helped me now to regain my confidence in knowing that, all right, I am no longer that guy who, will pass for a useless human being simply because he's an albino.
yeah.
But now I'm becoming that guy who is being respected because he has something positive to contribute for the growth of the society. So that's how we transcend it.
Mashallah, mashallah. And I mean, oh Isaac, sorry, you have to plug in and plug out your headphones. So Isaac usually has this headphones issue.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, we can.
Yes, we get you, Baba. Nepa, don't come back.
Your never then come then go again. Don't mind them. Don't mind them. We will defeat them. I'm just so happy for you, bro. You know,
Thank
I
you.
really don't know how to express to you how I feel about you. You know, I have had an albino that I grew up in church with. You know, I've tried to reach out to him to be friends with him. Do you understand? I know how very
Lock
much,
that door, bro.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
I know how very much his nature, has affected him, and having seen what you have been able to do with your life, is just so impressive. I think you are the role model to me of the albinos in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you very
So
much. Thank you very
yeah,
much. Man.
yeah. So and now Brian said something about your grandmother.
Let me put that some.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I hear you. Yes.
Like you made a music and mentioned your grandmother. So if Brian will
Yes.
permit me, I like to go back to your early days, Brian.
Yeah. Go on, knock
If
yourself
you will
out.
permit me, I like to go back to his early days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Knock
when you were
yourself out.
growing up from 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. What were your experiences? At what point did you know that you were an albino? And tell us how just your early days. Let people in Nigeria, in Mali, in Sierra Leone, in where again, Brian?
Yeah.
In Germany,
Even
in
Uganda.
China. We have
Yeah.
followers from all those places. Let them get to understand this albino because if you watch my book, my post on you, I say albino we no gree. So I mean,
yeah. Yeah.
I hope you like that.
Yes. Really.
Good.
Really.
So tell us, man. Tell us about your growing, your humble beginnings. Don't leave anything out, man.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Growing up, I really didn't know what albinism or being an albino it was. You understand? So I was just a child. I was just a child like everyone else. I saw myself like everyone else. I didn't really see a difference with my color as compared to the other children around me. I was really like ignorant. What made me to start realizing the color I had was the insults I was beginning to get from people. You can imagine. It was the insults, the ridicule, the mockery that I was getting from people as a child growing up. It made me to realize that why are these people saying all these things to me? Why are they saying all these things to me? How different am I from the rest of these people?
Yeah.
And I started, asking questions, but wait till be albino. And they started telling me, yeah, it's your color. Your color is, different from the rest of the children. And lots of people are seeing you like a taboo. A lot of people saw me like a taboo. It's like being an albino was a no-no. It's like we were the last or the rejections. We were like rejected piece of human beings that were, thrown away. So if someone gives birth to an albino, it's like they have to throw the child away. I felt a lot of hate. I felt a lot of pressure growing up. And I will not lie, it really traumatized me. It hurt me. I went into depression even without knowing what depression was because I could not freely, associate with people. I could not freely socialize. And it has affected me till date. I'm a very indoor person. I'm a very, very indoor person. I spend my whole day in the studio. I am not an outdoor guy who, hang out with friends, go out partying, go out clubbing, or, visit a lot. No. I leave my house, I come to my studio, I finish in my studio, and I go back to my house. That
You know
has
they
been my
drink
life
beer?
for over 10 years. Baba, if I get to drink, right, they will bring down for studio. If I get to drink, they will bring down for
Mashallah,
studio.
Hey,
mashallah.
JD. Okay. Now you're creating the
So
right momentum. So wait, how about the ladies?
I don't do ladies.
Faster now.
Yes, I know I know the party, bro. I know the party. I know the party. I know the party at all. I know the go out, all these ladies wahala, all these ladies drama and craze. I know the inside. You understand? I know really the inside all those things.
That means that the girls where
That
they
thing
die
really
for
worry
you, go they
me.
make them vex with that too.
I be sorry, but that's just how I grew. That's just how I grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't grow up to, associate much or to socialize much. So it has really affected me a lot.
Yeah.
And it was due to the fact that I received the same energy everywhere I went as a child
Yeah.
from people who were just plainly ignorant.
Yeah.
You see, yes, and to be honest, man, it was not a good one. It was not a good one. I was just saved by grace because I would have committed suicide at the
Oh,
point
for
in my life. I just
Come on.
thought it was not really going for me. Yes,
Yeah.
I won't lie.
All right, tell me. All
So
right, just hold on there.
the only person will be actually make I feel like no, I am also important as any other person was my grandmother.
Mashallah.
Okay.
Mashallah.
You see, so yeah,
All right.
that's why
I
she's
like to
very, very
understand.
important.
Because I like to understand that perspective. I mean, you are a hero already. You understand. So we need to dissect this thing. At what point, what is the level that you get and you begin to feel suicidal? What are those things? Because me and Brian, they've also Brian, I have been mocked too now. People
Yeah,
mocked
me
me
too,
when I was
man.
growing up.
Yeah, me
Everybody has
too.
been mocked. But
Yeah.
we really want to understand yours that you are saying that even got you suicidal. Can you recall
Yes,
when you talk, have in mind that a lot of people are learning from you?
because I I when I started doing music, I wanted music to be a gateway. I wanted music to be my escape from all that hatred and prejudice that I was getting, all that pain that I was getting from people's ignorance. I didn't know how to go about it. I didn't really know how to go about it because, like I said, my grandmother, my late grandmother was like the only person who actually made me feel like I was not strange, like I was as anyone else.
Yeah.
She gave me that confidence, and whenever I was around her, you know, I had that confidence, that pride in myself,
Yeah.
that love. I felt there's someone out there who actually loves me. Yes, I had a couple of friends who didn't really care if I was albino or not, but a lot of people who came across me or who I came across hated the fact that I was albino.
Yeah.
A lot of mothers in front of me would tell their children to insult me, to laugh at me, to call me whatever names they could call, knowing I would not do anything to them because their mother was present. You
Yeah.
see, a lot of people were telling me they don't like me touching their kids. They don't like me coming close to them because they don't want someone in their family to become an albino. You see, a
Yeah,
lot
that's
of
it.
people were telling me now for them to give birth to albino, they would rather stay barren. I mean, if you could listen to those things, those were not good words. You don't say that
Never.
to a human being you don't say that to someone. If you say for you to give birth to an albino, you'd rather stay barren. It means I was
Yeah.
like, I don't really have words to describe
You
that
have to tell me
situation.
today.
To me,
Yeah.
I felt, you
You have to
understand?
describe it. You have to describe it for me today.
Isaac, imagine a
Because,
lyrical genius.
brother,
Yeah.
Brian, you
imagine
can't.
someone tells you for them to give birth to someone like you, they would rather stay barren.
Yeah.
You fit imagine the way your life be like.
Gaskia.
You fit imagine the way you dey see yourself. I be dey see myself like some person wey no get no front, no back, no left, no right, no up, no down. I was just like a
Void.
useless human being parading the earth. You know, it be just there like I'm being like some very useless person where it just be fill space for it. It there like I don't be get purpose at all. I just did it for fill space. For just occupy some space where I get for give them to somebody important.
Yeah.
Those things they really got to me, and I wouldn't lie, like I said, I was at a point of depression, even without knowing what depression was.
Yeah.
A lot of times I would hide in my room. I would stay in my room. I would hear children playing outside, but I couldn't go there. I
Yeah.
could not
Yes,
go there
man.
because I was afraid of how they would, treat me out there. I didn't want to always come in the midst of people and start to and they start giving me some stare,
Yeah.
some funny stare, or start making some funny comments. I didn't want that.
Yeah.
I had, I mean, it was a daily thing for me. Everywhere I go out, I'll just try to socialize with friends, and I'll receive insults. I'll run back to my house and, just stay. I'll cry and I'll stay.
Yeah.
I hated myself. I really hated myself. I hated the fact that I was an albino because it it really got me where it got me to a point where I never thought possible. It
Yeah.
got me to a very, very low point that I never thought it would ever get me to. So when I see people still trying to laugh at albinos today, I just tell the albinos, man, don't let those things bother you. I thought I would die. I thought I would kill myself for all these things, but I didn't. I was just ignorant. I didn't know how important I was. I didn't know how loved I was, because you cannot expect love from the world if you don't love yourself first.
That's
I had to
love.
love myself first. I had to accept who I was, be proud of my skin color, be proud of my identity.
Yeah.
You understand? And knowing that God does not make mistakes, I knew He was
Yeah,
doing the
man.
right thing, and He knew exactly why He made me the way He made me. So, really, I started paying deaf ears to those insults, those ridicules, and today I am here.
That's
Yeah,
love.
man. Today you are in Topo Spaces, and we're happy to have you. We are happy to say that you are
Thank you
you are
very much.
you are a victor. You are victorious. I mean, Brian is so interested in your music. He's been telling me about you. You know how he really wants you to come and do the show and come and share your experiences.
Yeah.
Brian, you can see the energy where this
Yeah, man.
energy is
Like,
coming from.
I mean, you crowned your whole experience by saying that God does not make mistakes, and God is tested in hot fire. I think it's Solomon that wrote that
Of course.
somewhere in the Bible. So
Yes.
someone like you
Yes.
is that hot fire that really had to forge you into who you are, like sculpt you into the tag that we
Exactly.
know. Because if you were
Exactly,
playing
bro.
out there,
Exactly.
yeah, and it also brings you out as someone that will show us the ills of our society. A lot of people show society who they are. Some are crucified, like Jesus, they nailed him. Some are there, they're beaten and things like that. So we all come in our own ways to show society their true color, like a mirror. So yeah,
Yes.
I really feel honored chatting with you and seeing how courageous you are to share these stories with a lot of precision, with a surgical precision, so that those of us that have done what you have described, we can argue, and then we'll know that we're ignorant, and also how truthful you are, so that you're also ignorant of your own, because you belittling yourself also helped. You didn't know how
Yes.
important you were, so that truth in all the
Yes.
areas, like, yeah, it really helps us understand as a society who we are and where we're going. There are comments.
For sure. Indeed.
Yeah, there are comments. Shout out to all those who are following. Shout out to Isifu. Isaac Isifu is here. So
Okay,
yeah,
Isifu, correct man. Cameroon, Nigeria.
yeah, Isifu.
How are
Isifu
you,
is a
man,
sports
Isifu?
journalist. Yeah, Isifu
Yeah.
is a sports journalist. We had him here. Thanks, Isifu. Is following. Oh, he says, and Brian, you don't deserve Jovi. I see a T-shirt. No, I actually borrowed this T-shirt. I borrowed it from. I borrowed
Na lie, na lie, na
it.
you own. Na lie, na lie, na you own.
I borrowed it
Na you
from.
own, na you
I
own.
borrowed it from my wife. Seriously, I borrowed it from my wife. She's actually here.
Are you
And
serious? Are you
yeah,
serious that you borrowed that T-shirt from your wife?
I am serious. I didn't have so many
I borrowed this T-shirt from my wife. I'm serious. If you go to my Facebook page now, you will see where my wife is wearing this T-shirt.
It means that we did the same thing today. So,
all right,
wow,
good.
wow.
Yeah.
I just hope that Brian is serious.
I am serious. And then we have other comments. We have from Gislaine Haman. That's my wife, actually. She says, me respect to Boy Tag. And then she says, your songs are like a time machine. It reminds me of the good old days and at the same time gives hope for the future of African talent. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Merci infiniment pour ce soutien. Merci. Thank you very much.
Mashallah. And then she says, Isaac, there's still comments, man. Then she says,
ahead,
Isaac, not true you talk. It really make me vex. I think about the stigma. And then, she says, imagine them falling on their faces now when they see your success. The best way to fight against bullies is to strive and shine like a diamond, which you are doing. This is an inspiring story for those who look up to you. Yeah, and then
thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And then Isifu says, yeah. Oh wait, no, Isifu. Isifu says people mock every day, Sha. If you shot them, complain. If you tell them, complain. Bro boy tag, thank God you for your life, Sha. So these are like outstanding comments so
thank
far.
You, thank God.
Yeah.
So man, me, I'm still going back to the ladies, eh? so bro, music now. How have you used music? Or are you using music, to conscientize people, about what happened to you? And how successful have you been? If yes.
Yeah, there is a song I'm working on that, to explain my journey through life from that aspect, from that angle, from being an albino and trying also to create self-awareness for people who have faced some level of stigmatization for their physical appearance. Okay. So yes, I'm working on something like that. I mean, almost like all of my songs, I try the best I can to pass a positive message because I know where I come from. I know where I'm going to. So I really want to be an instrument for change. I want to be an instrument for change. I want people to stop, thinking the way they were thinking, because I also thought in a certain way, which I thought was kind of right. But as I grew older, I started getting some insights about life, about societal issues. I then understood that I was actually going the wrong direction. So I want to use music today to, educate people, sensitize people, to let them know who they are, why they should be proud of who they are, and also that the life we live now, the life we live today, or we think we live, the life we think we are enjoying, or the thing, kind of we are living la vida loca today, is not really who what we are supposed to be doing. I'm just trying to pass that kind of message through my music. You have a future to build. You have people who look up to you. You have a generation who depends on you. So you really have to stand your ground. You really have to make the right decision about your daily activities, about the daily steps that you take towards achieving the goals that you plan to achieve. So I really try to use my music to call people to order, to pass that positive message, to give hope to the hopeless, to give a voice to the voiceless, and also to tell people that whatever you think you are going through, you are not alone. I am with you. I have been there. I have done that. So really, let's do this together. You cannot do it on your own. I cannot do it on my own. We need each other. And so let's see how we can help each other to grow. So I use my music to pass hope to you. And in return, you the comments that I get, the reactions that I get, the reviews that I get about my music, about on the comment sections of my, Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube. I mean, Those are the payments that I really want. I want people to tell me, I listened to your song and it helped me in a certain way. I listened to your song and it motivated me in a certain way. I listened to your song and it changed my life in a certain way. So really, that's the goal. That's the goal of my music. That's the goal of why I'm doing what I'm doing. Help myself and help people. It's not just about me. I am not the only person who have been ridiculed. I'm not the only person who have been mocked. I know there are people out there who have faced a lot of what I have faced, and there are people even who have faced worse things than I have faced. So really, I just want to be that light, that light that helps to show you the way, to show you a way forward, to leave the past, to leave that dark past, and focus where the light is pointing, so you can clearly see where you're going. So that's how I intend to do, using music.
Yeah, mashallah. Oh wow. Thanks
Yes,
for
Brian,
that,
you were
Puff. Yeah,
smiling. You know, your smile is always suspicious.
there are a couple of comments.
Go
Boy
ahead.
Tag, also please feel free to hit us up whenever your time is up. And yeah, we're very happy listening to you. So another comment, Isufu says, when a show don't make no boy tag better. I did enjoy the guy music. God they use the guy to console and inspire more albinos. Listening to him gives me a positive image of albinos. God bless you guys for this great job. Uh, Mashallah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I
Mashallah.
mean, like I told you guys. I mean, you guys are really getting creatives out there. You're exposing people, who have been doing something that needs their attention, but maybe for one reason or the other, a lot of them may not have been getting the attention they deserve. But
Yeah.
I mean, through initiatives like what you guys are doing, it really helps people to know about new names, new faces, new
Hmm.
activities that people carry on. So like
Oh
the guy
yeah,
just said, you
oh
guys
yeah,
are
Brian,
doing
chop
basically
knuckle, chop
giving
knuckle.
me. You see,
Brian, chop knuckle, chop knuckle, chop knuckle.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
Chop
you guys are very
knuckle.
good. You guys are really doing good, man. You guys
Yeah,
are really
thank
Thank
you,
you,
doing good
man.
on that. So really, thank you very much for having me on this platform.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
You're not a new artist though. You have a, you know how you see. I see that in babies a lot, where you see a baby, but you start wondering if this is one of your grandfathers. Like I have friends who have kids. You see just the way kid is relaxing. You're wondering whether this is an old man or. So you are not new. Even when you came the first year, you were like this old spirit, this ancient
Yeah.
spirit. Anyway, there are other comments. Uh, so ST Hammond, shout out PP. That's my personal person. She says I'm just
Okay.
discovering boy tag. You're talented. Keep it up. And then
Thank you very much.
she says again exactly togetherness will make us all move forward. And then Miriam Haman, thanks
Indeed.
Miriam. She says keep it up boy tag. And then SC says can I chop chick knuckles too? Yes please.
Chop
So
knuckle, chop knuckle.
yeah. So I mean, so now, so from your experiences, like how you know how they make calabash. You take it and warm it on fire. Even like I think teacups too, and things like that. So it's like all the heat you face from society and your life's experiences forged into the tag that we
Yeah,
know today.
yeah,
Yeah. So, but that's just one
yeah,
side. That's just one aspect, right? Another part is like actually
yeah,
doing the music and the business part. You start seeing that passion is one thing, business itself, like the business you are into is another thing, sustainability. Then you
yeah,
have your history as a whole backpack that you have to carry poverty and things that you express in your song about your grandmother.
yeah.
So how do
Of
you
course.
reconcile those? Like being a businessman, securing the business side so you can be sustainable, take care of your nephews, nieces, grandkids, kids, and all of those. How do you reconcile all of that as you journey on?
Well, first of all, you really cannot talk about money if you don't have a good product.
Okay.
You really cannot talk about sales if you don't have a good product and a good placement. So really, what I first of all try the best I can to focus on is music,
Yeah.
the quality of the music I put out.
Yeah.
Yeah, my songs may not necessarily be like some club bangers or some super hit songs,
Yeah.
but I try the best I can to make sure that whoever comes across any song from me gets something good out of it, gets a plus out of it, learns something from it. So the thing that I try to, incorporate in my music are, first of all, the 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 the, the linguistic identity, the lingual identity, as I call it sometimes. But
Yeah.
getting the pidgin, the French, the dialect, and the English, putting that together. First of all, I try to use that and create an identity for myself. It's all
Yeah.
about making sure that you perfect your product.
Yeah.
I get that identity for myself, because you cannot really be you cannot really sell big if you are just like everyone else.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't really do, yeah, you cannot really go far if you're just like everyone else. You really, for you to thrive, you need to stand out. And what I'm trying to do now is stand out. I know it will take time for people to understand, but once they finally get a grasp of it, everything will just, come naturally. Everything will be put in place. Now, talking about the business part, of course, I'm under a record label now.
Yeah.
I've been signed with Stevens Music Entertainment, which is like by far one of the best record labels in Cameroon.
Yeah.
And now I am trying, to
Yeah.
balance the passion or the purpose for what I'm doing
Yeah.
and the business, because now they have invested in what I am doing, and I mean, like any investor, you would expect profit. So now I need to, make sure that I put songs out there that will get people wanting more, and wanting more means booking for shows, booking for concerts, and all that, and those things now bring in the bag. It brings in the paper, the money. So
Yeah.
that's how I try to, yeah, to make sure I put good music out there that will make people want to hear more from me. That will make people want to actually see me perform them live.
Mashallah.
It's not
Yeah.
just about doing some vibes, just throwing in vibes
Yeah.
here and there, throwing in vibes with little or no message in it. So I first of all want to focus on the product.
Yeah.
Then I know once the product is what I want it to be, once you put it out there, it brings in the cost, the clients, it brings in consumers, it brings in money. Now the money I get from what I do is what I use now to take care of some one or two issues, take care of my family, take care of my people, plan my future and all. But I don't really focus on the money part. I focus on the music first.
Yeah.
You see, I try the best I can to make sure I focus on the music, because if you start focusing on the money, then you will lose the spark that you started with. You
Yeah.
will lose it.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose that hunger that I had starting music. I don't want to lose that spark. So
Yeah.
I make sure I focus on the music, and the money will naturally come, because people like something that is good. It must not necessarily be a super hit song or a club banger, where but as long as it has something that people can take away from, as long as the song has something that people can learn from,
Yeah. Yeah.
gain one or two enlightenments from, gain one or two knowledge from, it. It's good enough for me. You
Yeah.
see, it's good enough for me. And those people, are the ones now coming under my comment section, under trying messaging me,
Yeah.
asking for more good music, asking for where they can purchase my songs.
Yeah.
So you see, when the songs are good, people will definitely come, to buy, to stream. So
Yeah.
really, you have to focus on doing good music, because a lot of people are facing a lot of troubles out there, bro.
Yeah.
A
Yeah,
lot of
man.
people are going through a lot. So
Yeah.
when they have someone who uses music to console them,
Nepa.
to encourage them,
Uh,
is that, yeah, when they have someone who uses music to be as a pillow where they could lay their heavy head on and rest,
yeah.
then the money will naturally come. So that's what I'm
Mashallah.
focusing on. When you
Mashallah.
do good music, money will naturally come. Yeah.
Mashallah. Oh wow. And also, I would love to commend you on like your humility, because I remember many years ago, when before we chat about the language aspect, that linguistic aspect in your song, I remember suggesting, I wrote to you once on Facebook. Yeah, I know you started this. that I was suggesting that since you can rap in different languages, imagine cloning yourself, like cloning yourself where you can be having conversations, but it's just you. Then another you speaking in English, another you speaking a dialect, and then you reply that, oh, that was nice. You discuss it with your designers, the art people.
Yes,
I was like, wow, this dude is
yes,
very
yes.
simple.
I
So
still
reply
have
like
that.
that. Oh yeah.
I I still have that in mind, of course,
Oh,
of course.
mashallah.
I mean, it has been a very long time, but yes, of course, I still have that in mind, and it will be dope. I'm planning on doing that on a rap song.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, because it gets
Yes, I'm planning on doing
conversational.
that on a rap song.
Yeah, and you came
Yes,
up when
it will be very
Cameroon.
creative and entertaining.
Yeah, and the thing too is that you came up when Cameroon was sinking into the civil instability, the civil
Yeah,
instabilities
bro,
we have, and you are
the
like,
crisis and all.
yes, if we take Cameroon as an intersection of like cultures, tribes, maybe languages, you fall somewhere at that intersection where you are intersection of like I can't tell if you're an anglophone, francophone, you're Bamileke, you grew up in the south, so you're just an intersection of many things, and that's what Cameroon is,
Yeah,
and that's what Cameroon itself is. So you kind of show what Cameroon can really be in its true self, and so
indeed, indeed,
yeah,
yes.
so that makes me to ask now. It looks like with the energy that you put out, it means you put in a lot of energy to calculate like the essence of that linguistic aspect in your art, like the even the tribal and other very primitive aspects. You don't let them go. So how does that affect you? Why do you always like push the traditional aspect, push those languages? Why do you do that in your art?
You know, I really want to let people, especially the youths of our time, know
Yeah.
how important it is for you to, know your roots.
Okay.
I want them to understand how important it is for them to know their roots, bro. Like at at first, when you listen to a young man, when you hear a young man talking in their vernacular, their dialect,
Yeah.
it will sound like, man, who's like this bushman
Na
come out? Why
Bushman
did
that.
talk for control? You
Yes,
understand?
yes.
So like, why
Mhm.
was I this primitive guy, man? You
Yeah.
so now when I see youths, when I see young people, talking in their dialect, it really gets me proud. I am very proud because now we are beginning to know that we are Africans, and Africa, you can't talk about Africa without talking about vernaculars.
Yeah.
You cannot talk about Africa without talking about dialect.
Yeah.
You understand? Yes. So and that is who we are. Like that is who we are. We are not Americans. We are not Europeans or some Asians or Indians. No, we
Yeah.
are Africans,
Mashallah.
and that Africanness needs to be, visible in everything that we do. The way we dress, the way we speak, the kind of music we do, the kind of food we eat, the lifestyle we portray. That Africanness needs to show. Because if you, want to live the life of an American, or you want to copy how a European lives their life, you're just trying to live under someone else's shadow.
Yeah.
You are living in someone else's shadow, which does not make sense in any way. So we as Africans need to understand that our language, our diverse language, is a blessing to us.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It's a
see.
point of admiration,
Yeah.
and that's how I try the best I can to, incorporate that in my music. So whatever thing I do in my music, I always try to make it. I always try to make it in a way that whoever comes across my song, whether you're a foreigner, whether you're African or a European, American, Asian, when you listen to my song, you will know, all right, where this guy is coming from.
Yeah.
They speak multiple languages. You
Mashallah.
understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if someone who has never heard of me before plays my song, and they will listen, they'll hear I rap in English, I rap in French, I rap in my dialect, I rap in Pidgin, and they'll be like, wow, this guy speaks multiple languages. It means where he is
So
coming from, they
Yeah.
speak multiple languages. So I did just try to use that music. I did just try to use music for let people know where we me I come, like who side we me I come out, the place we me I come out, and how important it be for
Yeah.
me for represent myself and get that identity. I mean,
Now
we are
so
Africans. We are royalty. We will be kings and queens. So we
Mashallah.
get to let people know
yeah,
who we truly be, like accept who we truly be, and through our language, the
Yeah.
way we speak, you know, it be needless for you to try to speak like an American. You are not an American.
Mm.
It be needless for you to try to speak like a European or something. You not be European.
Like a
It be
Russian.
needless for you for the talk like an Asian. You are not Asian, so you be an African. And Africans they get their way for talk.
now
Africans they get
so
their dialect. Africans they get multiple languages. We need to
Mm.
let people outside. We need to let the world know that we be proud of who we be. We are
Yeah.
proud of who we are, and we not feel let those roots go. We not feel let those foundations, those pillars when them don't actually give we the ground where we get them today, we not let those things and go.
now
Mashallah.
so
So I always try to pass that through my songs, make sure say I put the multiple languages, I put my dialect inside. So that any person will listen and go one know which side I come on. Because if I just do music, then I just sing for English from beginning to end, it not be different from any
Yeah.
other person way, any other American or European way they sing for English.
You're
But
right.
when I start singing at the mix, I put in the pidgin, I put in the country talk, the dialect inside, I put in the French. I mean, it start create that standing out, that standing out aspect
Yeah.
of me being an artist. It start create yes. So people they start like look me different from the way they will look the others. So
Yeah.
whenever listen to any young man with do music, put the dialect, whether Cameroonian, Nigerian, I mean, like you see the way Nigerians they really excel.
Yeah.
They make them you like for learn their dialect. They make you like for learn Yoruba. They will make you want learn Igbo. They will make you want learn Hausa because of the way they carry them. Like they be proud of who they be. Like this is who we are, and you don't have any choice. You have to accept us for who we are. We will not change to suit your specifications. No, we will not change just to satisfy you. You have to accept us for who we are because that is who we are, and we are not willing to change anytime soon. So
Yeah.
when you see Nigerians that they actually do those things like Olamides, the videos, the Whiskits and all, the Finos, the Zoros, the MIs, the Ice Prince, they put their country talk inside. Not because they want just, they be primitive. No, those guys are learned. They don't go school. They go school actually. Well, they go school fine.
Yeah.
But they still come back and make me understand. So the fact that I go all that school, I'll be still an African person. I'll be African person. And inside Africa, we get our dialects
Yeah.
and we nothing let them go just
now
to suit
so
you. No.
now
In
so
our music, those things they need to show.
Yeah.
now
Yes,
so
in our music, those things they need to show. And me, I'm an artist, so I really think using music to pass a message is the only weapon I have, is the only tool I have, to 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 stamp my name out there. So yes, I use various languages, make sure say I put in the country talk because it will really create a difference and it will cause people for one find out more about my background, and when they find out more about me they can discover Cameroon, they discover the multi languages and where we get them, the diverse cultural aspects within inside the country. I mean,
Yeah.
that is something good. That is
Yeah.
something good, man.
Mashallah. I mean, and it's one of those things where that's why I really feel connected to your work because in my philosophy training, when we came across cultures, we there's this thing we came to this aspect and they read the dicto and although it's very logical, but it all leads down to things about questions about the things happen in your head or did they happen outside of the world. Like some people will say everything is an illusion. Like this, I could be here dreaming that we're having this thing now, or all of us are having the
Yeah,
same dream, and perhaps that's why we're here. But the one important part of that whole dialect and dialectic is that language is a lens through which you like see the world. So if, for example, I
yes,
have this table and I don't have the language or the word vocabulary to call it a table, then I would not be able to talk about it. Like, and if you
exactly, yes.
can't talk at all, you're not different from a stone. So you see, and if you look at it, that's why some languages are very expressive. Like French will help people be romantic when you're translating French to English, or Arabic and the rest. So once we start embracing our languages, we'll see that it will change even our psyche. Like you will know four languages. Your art is unique in the sense that how fast or slow you can go, how you can mix words and talk about events is
Yeah,
a culmination
yeah.
of all of these languages that you know. And so that's one thing that makes it always like I'm attached to your works. But then
Thank you very much.
yeah,
Thank you.
thank you too. So and as as work is concerned, a lot of us as we grow up, especially from Cameroon, we even Africa, we think that things are given to us. I don't know about you guys, but from my experience, first in terms of love, for example, we think that love just happens. Like maybe a girl likes you, you forget that it's like a garden that you have to keep working on it over and over. And also in other sectors, like in my field in technology, I spend countless sleepless nights in order to do what I do. But when I do it, I could do it in 5 minutes. Someone would think that, oh, this guy is very smart, not knowing that this guy has not been sleeping for years.
Yes,
So
yes,
you always
yes.
hint at
Of
that in
course.
your song to say that you have been studying, working hard for years, almost 10 years. So can you tell us about that experience, like what hard work means to you, how you put that together and cement it into yourself that we see today?
Yeah. I started in 2007, so it's been 13 years now.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So yeah, in my early days, in the early days, it was all about passion. Though I had a lot of difficulties, getting money for studio time and all.
Yeah.
But the 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 thing that always kept me going was the love I had for music itself, and not the fact that I will one day blow.
Yeah.
That was not like a thing for me. It was
Mm.
just the passion that I had, just the love. I always loved being around the studio,
Yeah.
being around the other friends who were also into music and all. It was just kind of fun,
Yeah.
having that love among brothers, who have a similar passion, who share similar passion, which is music. It was just kind of it was just the idea that, all right, hey, today I have school. After school, I'll go home, change, then rush to the studio. You know, maybe meet the DJ.
Yeah.
We'll play one. They will play one or two beats. We'll freestyle. We'll write songs and record. Do so those activities were the things that actually kept me,
Yeah.
coming. It
Yeah.
kept me coming. It kept me coming. It kept me coming. And it now got to a point where I started saying, all right, now I need to start putting things out. I need to start putting songs out.
Yeah.
So money issues came in. Families didn't want me to do music. They wanted me to go to school. Yeah, after the death of my grandmother, my aunts were the ones,
Yeah.
sponsoring me, and
So
they
suppose.
wanted me to go to school. It's like they knew music was for school dropouts. I
Yeah.
don't know. They thought music for those people who have failed in life.
Yeah.
They just want to use music and fool themselves that they are doing something useful. So
Excellent.
they didn't want that. So
Uh-huh.
it came a time where I needed to work. I had to hide in order to come to the studio. I had to, lie that I'm going for classes or I'm going to read in order for me to come to the studio. There were days I would dress up in my uniform and I would not go to school. I would rather go to
Ninja.
the studio,
You ninja
record
your
a
way.
song, be there with friends, and you see. So also money, I didn't have money to pay for studio time. I didn't have money to sponsor or promote my songs, you know. So the few songs that I did, the little money I had to pay the DJ, the few songs that he managed to get for me would all remain in the studio. The songs wouldn't go out. So I really found it difficult, putting my ideas out there, sharing my song or sharing my life, sharing my experience through music with people.
Yeah.
And it was really tough. It was really, really tough. It got up to the point where I almost gave up. Like I said to myself, okay, if I not get a breakthrough this year, I will quit.
That's
And funny enough, God has a way of treating stubborn children.
yeah.
Now, I be for inside music from 2007 to right up to 2015, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Now I said, in if 2016 come, we another breakthrough, where they never know me, then I will leave music completely.
Yeah.
Now January 2016 came with trouble.
Uh-huh.
It came with trouble. Yeah, it came with a lot of trouble. I lost some huge amount of money that was given to me to keep. I
Shit.
lost it.
Shit.
Now, I began for start.
Government
I
style.
began for find that money.
But was it government style? Like how the money just disappears, or man, like
No, it was
okay,
no.
okay,
Not be
okay,
snake swallow am beg. Not be government style. Yeah.
okay.
Now, so I began for find back the money, and
Uh-huh.
now how I will do for find that money. Luckily now I be don't learn how to produce. I
Okay.
had learned how to produce beats,
Yeah.
and I learned how to produce beats because I didn't have money to always pay DJs.
Yeah.
So when the DJ is not around, I would rush and sit in front of the machine and learn one or two things on beat making. That was how I gradually learned until I finally knew how to make beats on my own.
Wow. Mhm.
So that time came, and I needed to pay back that money. And there was no time, there was not enough time. I didn't have a long time to pay. So I had to do everything humanly possible to make sure the money is available before the person asks for it.
Yeah.
I sold some of my clothes. I took out crazy studio time with some funny clients just to raise money. And
Yeah.
that was a time where I discovered that I needed to put in more work than I have been putting in order for me to really break through the way I want to break through.
Yeah.
Success will not come and meet you. You have to go and search for success.
Yeah.
It will not just come and meet you where you're sitting. No. You will
Mashallah.
not sit here from now to next year and pray. It will not happen by magic. It
Yeah.
doesn't work like that. Pray without work is dead. So you need to faith without work, yeah, is dead. It's useless for you
Yeah.
to pray from morning to night without you going out there to look for what you are praying for. It will not come
Mashallah.
and meet you. You have to go out there and look for it. So I put in more effort. I put in more hours in the studio, trying to raise money, trying to raise that money. And when I finally did it, I said to myself, man, all you need to do is believe in yourself, put in the work that is needed, and you will get to where you want to get to. And the 2016 passed, and I said, all right, I'll give myself another year. At least this 2016, it came very funny.
Uh-huh.
It started in a very funny way. So that
Yeah.
was when I finally got signed in 2017. That was
Wow.
when Stevens Music came and signed me. So you can understand. The year
Yeah.
I gave myself to quit came with a lot of trouble
Yeah.
that distracted me from quitting.
Yeah.
You
Mashallah.
see, it distracted me from quitting, and
Yeah.
the next year came in with me still being in the music. So I got my breakthrough, and really I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. It came with a lot of trauma. It came with a lot of hard work. It came with a lot of ups and downs. But finally, man, I made it.
Mashallah. So you see why I was telling you of the story of Sundiata, where the guy was just chilling.
Yeah,
People don't even know. The first day he tried to stand, he broke that iron, so he had to use a baobab tree. So you see, it's all this energy that reminds me when I see your work, how you come out so powerfully like Sundiata, and I hope you be the Mansa of like rap.
amen.
Yeah.
Indeed,
So
indeed.
I think we should start rounding up, but we should discuss about like the scenery of music, because Cameroon is emerging now, and Cameroon actually, in my view, and Africa in general, is in the entertainment explosion age. You know how they used to say dark ages, stone ages, information.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think we're in the entertainment explosion age because we have a lot of people creating different types of events and products and putting it out there on the internet is just too much. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
from that point of view, how do you stay relevant in that? Like as an artist, how do artists, even those of us who consume the material, how do we maintain that environment, both from the point of view of an artist and perhaps a society, so we can have a society where we all can thrive and will not just swallow up those that are putting in the work.
Yeah, like I said earlier,
Yeah.
we really have to make sure that together we help each other and grow.
Okay.
Now, we can't keep you can't depend solely on us, and we can't depend solely on you. We need to chip in something. In
Yeah.
as much as I want to depend on your help, I also have to offer you something that will enable you to thrive,
Yeah.
that will enable you, or that will encourage you, to help me.
Yeah.
You see, so now what we as the artists are doing, a lot of us are playing our part in one way or the other
Okay.
to make sure that we put out good music, we put out foundational music that will help, propel the next generation, that
Yeah.
will
Okay.
help direct the next generation that will be coming after us,
Okay.
you know. So for now, all we need is go back to the roots, go back to the songs that have been laid down, that were laid down before our time, like what a Burna Boy is doing with Fela Kuti.
Yeah.
You
Right.
see,
Yeah.
yeah, let's go back. Let's go back in time, revisit those people who actually laid the foundation in which we are standing on now.
Mashallah.
When
Yeah.
we go back there, we will definitely get inspired. We will get inspiration from them that we will use now, and build another layer of foundation. You said, like, they were giants, and we need to go to them in order for us to be on their shoulders and become giants, for the next generation to also stand on our shoulders and become giants. So
Mashallah.
we need to first of all go back to the roots, get those songs that inspired us, get those songs that really created a very good or memorable atmosphere, especially during our childhood, that gave us a lot of nostalgia, that gave us some good times, some good memories.
Yeah.
Go to those songs, take something from it, bring it now, and put one or two touches, add one or two of your touches, your identity, your spice, your
Yeah.
secret recipe to it. Then you put it out there. Give the people something meaningful. We have been giving a lot of quantity. Now we need to give quality music. We need to
Mashallah.
start give the people. We need to start giving the people quality music. We have given a lot of quantity, so much so that a day will not pass by without like 500,000 releases.
Wow. Mashallah. Yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
a day will not pass where you go to YouTube or the streaming sites, the music streaming sites, without like getting 40 or 50,000 songs being released on the same day throughout the African continent. But now, in those 50,000 songs that have been released that same day, how many of those songs can actually make you smile? How many of those songs can actually make you look yourself in the mirror and say, yes, I am proud to be African because of this song. I am proud that I never gave up. I'm thankful that I never gave up. I never quit because of this song. How many of those songs have that capacity? How many of those songs have that emancipation capacity to make you know who you truly are, to make you know your roots, to make you know your history? How many songs have that quality? Not many. We need to go back to the roots, get those songs that were laid, that were done by our predecessors in the music industry,
Yeah.
you know, bring them today, because what they faced in their time, we are still facing now. The difference is they were saying something about it. They were actually doing something about it through music.
Yeah.
But now in our time, we don't really care. We just want to do vibe. We just want to really vibe. Let's just vibe, have some fun in the nightclubs and sing and drink champagne and go home and sleep. It is not about us,
Mm-hmm.
especially as artists. It is not about us. It is about the next generation,
Yeah.
the generation after us, the young ones coming up, the young ones looking up to us. So when they look up to us, what will they gain? What do they actually gain looking up to us? We need to think about those things. You see. So I would really love you to tell me, okay, man, I was feeling down one day. I almost gave up. I almost felt like not going to work. I almost felt like not opening my computer and starting my website design and my web design. But when I listened to one of your songs, man, it really encouraged me. It really made me understand that I could not just give up on myself like that. I had to work hard. I had to believe in myself. You know, when you put out those those messages, and they
Yeah.
get to us.
Yeah.
Those are the currencies. Those are the currencies
Yeah.
that really, satisfies that satisfies the soul.
Yeah. Okay.
No amount of money can be paid for that feeling that you get.
Yeah. I see. I
And
see.
yes, no amount of money can actually equate the kind of feeling that you will get when someone tells you that your song changed their life, your song made them not to give up, your
Yeah.
song made them love themselves more, your song opened their mind to new aspects of life, to
Yeah.
new angles that they thought were never possible. So we need to do real music, quality music,
Yeah.
not just. I would rather take 4 months and release something and release a song that will last for 6 months or that will last for 7 months
Mashallah.
than to release a song every other 2 months that will just have 1 or 2 month lifespan at most.
Yeah.
You
When you
see,
say when you say when you
yeah.
say we should produce quality music, what are the themes that you think that are relevant in Africa that African musicians can produce to bring about social change
Now,
and economic growth?
the Africa that the Africa that people see in the news is a continent full of diseases, a continent full of poverty, a continent full of hunger. They also forget to know that Africa is a continent full of scholars. Africa is a continent full of natural resources
Yeah.
that we have and that we have the capability or the capacity, the ability to exploit. They also forget that Africa is a continent that has been drained by our colonial masters. They also forget that Africa is a place where real kings and queens live and not the ones that have metal on their head. No, you are a king, Baba. You are
Mashallah.
a king, brother. You understand? You
Mashallah.
are a real king. You are like you have thrived through the jungle. You have seen the worst of
And
life.
so,
You understand? So they need to know that the things they told us hundreds of years ago that got us scared and gave them all we had, they can no longer tell us those things today.
Mashallah.
We now know who we are. We now
hmm,
know where we stand. We now know what we stand for. We now know we have the mouth. We don't always get the mouth for talk, but they be use guns and frighten we. But today we don't get that mentality. Gun no longer frighten. Guns no longer frighten us.
Yeah.
You see, a
Yeah.
pen be mightier than a sword. And now a lot of Africans they don't choose to get pens and not sword.
Mashallah.
A
Yeah. I
lot of
see.
Africans they don't choose to go school, go get that emancipation from that mental slavery as Bob Marley be talk. So we
Yeah.
need to start telling them like, bro, you did that to me, you did that to my forefathers many years ago. You can no longer do
and
that to
so,
me now.
and so,
You understand?
and
We
Yeah.
need
so,
to put out that kind of songs them where it will let them know like we know who we are now. This is what we are doing. These are the societal issues that we need to fix. These are the political issues that we need to fix. These are the economic issues that we need to fix. Every country they face those things. Every country they face those economic issues, political
and so,
issues. You know. But
corruption,
how many youths
embezzlement, war,
exactly?
diseases.
But how many youths did they actually talk about them?
Yeah. True.
Now our future that way it be at stake. Those people that the embezzle and money way is supposed to help we make 1 or 2 moves for change
And
our
so,
lives. But we know if we get those helps because of their bad intentions, because of their corruptions. But how many youth out there they actually talk? Not many.
Yeah.
We
Mashallah.
need to start do songs and we when somebody like when he put them out, any person will listen them, it go like get people stand up and say, man, this guy is actually thinking like me. I think together we can change this country. Thinking like this guy means I need to take my ground. I need to stop answering yes sir from every 10
come, Dick, and
10,000 or
Harry.
5,000. Exactly. I need to stop all this bribery and corruption things that they go come give me some more money, make I should don't quiet. No, all those things they get for stop. We need to start put out music where it go like open people their mind to see reality. Like this is who you are. This is what you were supposed to have been at this
That's
age. But
that's
why
what's
you
up.
never be there? Now
That's
because
what's up, man.
some person don't block you. Now because of these certain aspects them about life we don't block you. So we need to really put out songs where you go educate the masses
Yeah.
on the economic issues we face, the health issues we face, the political issues where we face, you understand,
Yeah, yeah.
educational issues where we face. So we need to start put out something we go really help people for like broaden their minds, like open their minds on the things and we supposed to look am now. So that we're picking the way they will come after, they know we can't suffer the same suffer we be the suffer am now.
All right, I think Brian, I think this guy is a teacher.
Man,
You know, I think
you didn't know.
you're not sounding like a lecturer,
You didn't
and
know.
I completely understand why you are into music, and I completely understand how you became successful. There's something you want to say. There's something you are using your music to preach. You know, something very very philosophical. I think you and Brian have almost the same kind of attraction. Artistic niche. You know, but enough of this philosophy and enough of this thing. Let's talk about Brian. Can we have his music? I mean, people in Africa, in Nigeria, particularly where I'm from, I mean, they would like to see his music. Me, particularly, if I can see that part, you know, that freestyle that he did, you know,
Oh, the freestyle?
or what? Which one do you want? Do you have a favorite one you want us to play so people can get to see?
No,
You can,
play whichever you like.
Okay, 1 minute. Oh, yeah,
you know.
whichever.
So and while Brian is doing that, I'd like to know, how did the name Boy Tag? How did it happen? What is Boy Tag? How did it come by that name?
The tag in boy tag is TAG, right? TAG.
Yeah.
Tag, right? Yeah, it means it's an acronym. It's an acronym actually. It means the albino guy.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So TAG, the
Like, you're too
albino
smart.
guy.
Okay, our music is here. Hold on. Yeah.
Wait, like you're too smart, man. Like too much.
Oh boy. You just hide that thing for there, man.
He brought daylight like that. He showed us something.
He just took the thing, hide down for there. Brian, what's up with our music?
Yeah, I'm trying to put it. I'll share my screen. You know, I have many screens, so I'm trying to figure out which one.
Yeah,
is which
man.
one.
You know, and that fireside chat. Where's our fire? Where is our fire? It's a
took
fireside chat, and
no,
you're a traditional guy here, and you are not putting fire for him.
I put the fire, but the video kept blocking.
Okay.
So I thought that it took energy, so I wanted to reduce what we're
All
shooting.
right, yeah.
Yeah. And let me share my screen.
It's not loud.
Yeah.
You know,
Can you hear it?
you know, feel deny. You say when I started, you go. No give me rice and banana. I prefer action with my brother. Boy, tag freestyling on band, making
Sorry?
favorite rappers to border. They better make you come back for hospital break. And they beg God for butter. That was to make you shindo with your baby head. Gotcha.
What did you say?
Fantastic. I like you guys to get the vibe. Just listen before he starts rapping.
Yeah.
You know, it reminds me of those turntables that you just scratch. You know. I've never seen it anywhere, but I've seen you copy this
Still
from
it's
somewhere. We'll
music.
talk about that, but I've never
Still
heard
it's
that.
music, what up? Boy tag, freestyle
Yeah.
session. CPE, I got you. Hey yo, Skyman, what's up? Teflon, what's up? Deck House, Grand Stallone, Street 2, Brett Topoh, what's up? I got y'all, man. Alright, let's go. Boy tag, still it's music. 237. Freestyle, check. Yeah, I want freestyle. You know?
Ashala.
You know, feel deny. You say when I started, you go. No give me rice and banana. I prefer action with my brother. Boy, tag freestyle. Better make you come back for hospital break. And it better for butter. That was to make you shindo with your baby head.
Yeah.
If you want to go ask your mommy, who be this bikini, mommy? Is it busy for me to give hits like a baseball bat? Nah, man. I give it all to stay committed.
Yes. Something different.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. So I'd like to know, how did you come up with that idea? At what point did it come into your head? Because sometimes artists are like witchcrafts, eh? People are so spiritual. At what point, what is the create? At what time did it flow and you knew that this will go right?
it came like a mistake actually. It started like a mistake. It was a mistake. I was recording a song in the studio, then I forgot a line. I forgot a last line. There was a verse I was rapping. I was recording, so I forgot a last line. I forgot the last line of the verse, and I wanted to finish the song so badly. I didn't want to go and restart the recording, so I just
Yeah.
wanted to finish it. And since I forgot the line, I stuttered, I stammered and
So
stammered and stammered and struggled, and I finally found the last word. I could only remember the last word that rhymed with the previous word, and I
Ah.
succeeded it. See?
so
So when I came out and I listened to it. It was really funny, and it was it was kind of unique. It was kind of different
Yeah.
because before me, I had never heard another rapper doing that. I
those one
said,
correct.
man, what if we just use this and let it be my own identity? Let it be that unique factor, one of the unique factors in my rap.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, let me just use it. And from there, I went with it.
Nice
Mashallah.
man. I really like it. I really
Yeah, and
appreciate.
you have a
Thank
way
you.
of upping the intensity. You see, like now, the song, this part of the song. Let me share the screen again. I'm only sharing on
Okay.
Facebook. Is if you were not paying attention, is this point that you start feeling like, hey, something is going on here. You see what I
Yeah,
mean? Yeah. In philosophy, the ancient Greeks, they believe that when people are conversing, what we're doing or sharing knowledge is called a noetic ritual. So you're channeling all this energy from some kind of heaven or the platonic world where everything is perfect. So that's the vibe too that I get when at this point you feel like this is a ritual that is going on here. Like you see the channeling of energy from where we know not of or where we can pronounce, and then receiving it right here. That's the feeling I got around this section.
Mm.
yeah, bro. Indeed, I mean, exactly. We just have to put in the passion, put in the energy, and let it just flow.
Yeah.
Let it flow as it comes. You just let it flow. You cannot stop it, man. Once it starts, you can't stop it.
Yeah, you can't, you
Just
can't,
let
you
it
can't,
flow.
you shouldn't stop it. Yeah. We've
Mashallah.
been talking, and I wondered if I was the one, I would have popped that JD already. You know what I'm saying? You know,
If we're together. If we're together.
I'd have popped it already. Nice, man. This is the point that we like to, right, Brian. We have comments or questions. We want to take more, or we we just get him to
Well,
talk about. Most times we come here, we talk to people, we ask questions, they ask us questions. We would like to give you an opportunity to ask us questions, man. What do you want to ask Brian? What do you want to ask me? You know?
Okay, you, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
You dey Niger right presently, like.
Yes.
Okay, so how how una actually dey do, like, how do you guys do to stay so enclosed, especially with your music, where how we, like, how an artist like me fit do for penetrate, how I fit
Niger.
get into your music market, how I fit do get into Niger market.
Wow. That's a serious question. I don't think I really have the answer for
Fred,
that.
you must answer it.
You must answer it.
Yes, of course. I'm a journalist, I'm a noisemaker. I will talk, even if it doesn't make sense. Let's go come out inside them. I think one
Indeed.
thing for Nigeria is what you have already identified. If your music contains a lot of local content, a lot of traditional stuffs, like for instance, we have a guy in Cameroon that named his Tino Foy. I keep saying it, right?
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
Tino Foy is going to blow in Nigeria. It's just a matter of time. He named one of his clothing line Olua is involved.
Olua is involved. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
and in Nigeria, anywhere you enter and you talk that Olua is involved, once it is on the street of hustling, you immediately have this commonality, this attraction to people. So I'm saying that your music, just like what you have, if your music has very Cameroon, Cameroon elements in it, something that Nigeria would connect to it, I know that this is very African, I'm sure it will break the market. And also, as you know, I mean, connect to some of these guys, that are up there. And like we were talking to Brazil.
Yeah.
Is it Brazilville?
Yeah, Brisbane. He's here in the United States. Yeah.
Yeah, Brazilville is
Yeah.
a Cameroonian artist. So he is trying to connect to some of the DJs that have produced whiskey, that have produced Pato Ranking.
Yeah.
That is another way of getting into it. When definitely if Pato Ranking DJ is producing you today, okay, if you come to Nigeria, people must listen to your music.
Of course.
The musical stations, they will play your music.
Yes,
I
yes.
mean, this is how you get into it. I hope I've attempted to answer your
Yes,
question.
really.
Yes, and
Really.
I'm still open to another
I've learned
question
something,
again.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have a suggestion. Also, I have a
Okay.
suggestion, right? Also,
Yeah.
on this platform, we have hosted Joel. Don't know if you know Joel Tag. He used to.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I know Joel,
We've
yes.
hosted Joel. We've hosted. There's another
Arome.
King Arome. Arome actually
Arome, yeah.
has about 800 songs he has written, especially gospel
Yeah.
songs that people
Wow.
sing and they don't even know he's the author. Sometimes the people claim to have written his own songs.
Yeah,
So
he
so
walks into
yeah.
a church and the church is singing his song and nobody knows he's the one that's like.
Yes, right. So
Yeah.
I think that, and also with platforms like this, Isaac is also like a journalist and an anchor. I think we can start getting people to collaborate. For example,
Yes.
Arome is there, the gospel
Yeah.
song, and he has
Yeah.
to do a concert here. We are looking for a way to have him do a concert here, and he does
Yeah.
many activities, humanitarian. So we would work with him. So I think that we can also start connecting people like that. Like if you want to do gospel, you want to add some rap, because what you're saying is very philosophical. He can always
Yeah.
have a gospel chorus,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you come and finish it with the kind
Yeah,
of.
I see what Brian is saying, and Brian talks a lot of philosophy. I go break down for you. Waiting Brian they try talk, we say now Arome we are planning a concert with Arome, and which we also hope to have here. We can put a word to Arome, we can hook you guys together. That way you can have like a collabo maybe during his concert. You can, I mean, you guys know how you do it.
Yeah, right.
Maybe you want to rap inside his song or something. Something like that. I mean, that would be a way,
Yeah,
of hybriding
it
the
makes
two
sense. It
cultures.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
It makes
So
sense.
this
Yes,
is
of
a
course. It
program.
makes sense.
It's something that we are working on. If you are happy and you like it, I can tell Arome about you. Share you guys' number. I'm sure he'll be
He's
watching.
probably watching. Yeah,
I'm
he's
sure
probably
he'll be watching.
Yeah, yeah. Arome,
I'm
shout
sure
out
if
to
he's
you.
not live watching now, he's definitely going to watch.
Yeah, later.
So if it is something that you guys find you can do, I mean, we can have the concert, you from Cameroon, him from here, and we have you guys here. That is another way. True, Brian. Yeah, that is another way.
Yeah.
That's another way.
Great idea, yes. Makes
Yeah.
sense a lot.
Yeah. So ask Brian his question. Let him not feel too smart.
Let's see, Brian.
Yes, sir.
What made you start this initiative?
Ah.
Because I don't see a lot of people they don't do interviews like what you guys are doing, but most of them they just do them now because they want to get famous. They just want also be for social media, for in the limelight or something. They don't actually get some real purpose or real attachment behind which way they do.
Yeah.
Like passion or something for you for help, and so they just want to start something so that people will talk about them in one way or the other too. So really, what made you start such an idea?
Yeah, the closest one is this Corona period. I started working from home, so and then they forced us at work to have breaks. And then that time when you're from home, I started thinking, what do I need to do? That's the closest one. Then if I stretch it back, I realized I used to learn a lot from podcasts. Like when I just came to America, you wake up early, 5, go to work. The life is different, man. It's not what we see on TV. It's like different. You work continuously. So I needed something, either music to be listening to, or while I'm on the bus, or while I'm waiting for something to happen, going from class to class.
Yeah.
So I discovered podcasting. First, I used it to learn how to program like computers. And I realized that what I would learn from a podcast, if I did it at work or did in class, people are like, oh man, how did you do that? and you noticing that those things are not in books, or you cannot learn it in a
Yeah,
course.
of course.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
So and
yes.
then there is this other podcast, Joe Rogan. I was listening about life. People come and share their stories, if be depression or whatever. I started realizing that you see people that are stars. I was listening to Jamie Foxx on the podcast. His problems that he's having are not different from mine. So it started giving me
Yeah,
confidence in
yeah,
life, in facing things. So I thought of doing the same and doing the same too, so that I can inspire people, and then also, especially the future generation, so they can learn from it. They can have some sort
yeah,
of a database where when things are hard, they will see that they are not the only ones facing it. And if I could grow it and people come and talk, someone like you, if a kid in the quartier sees that, oh my god, boy tag is going through the same thing, but he also learns how you solve the problems that you face and your work ethic,
yeah,
it will
yeah.
give them that strength, that fortitude that is here.
Yes,
So
yes,
so
indeed.
that's the main reason why I started it. For that, philosophically, that drive to put quality content out there and share experiences that can help us, and then practically for this corona period that I started it.
Yeah,
Mashallah.
and
Nice,
to add to that,
nice one.
you remember he added to me. You remember when I finished answering, he added my own. You remember, Boytag?
Yes, yes,
So let
yes.
me add to his own too. I mean, if Ojoro no day. I mean, so Brian started this thing, and we got talking, and one of the reasons why we're here, you know, it's we believe that as Africans, we
Yeah,
need to talk in the African manner. We need to drive conversation
yeah,
amidst us
yeah,
in the African manner. You understand? We
Yes, yes,
believe just like what
yes.
you have said. You understand? Africa is rich. Africa is blessed. If we topo,
yeah.
you understand?
The
If
pop.
we topo for
Yes,
African way,
Uh-huh.
we go get develop ourselves with African way. We go build development
exactly.
models will be like African way, just like what you have in the
Yes,
Asian
yes.
world,
Yeah,
where they are using their culture. So we're trying, Topo Spaces is here to hybrid cultures, from Boy Tag in Nigeria, in Cameroon, to Arume in Nigeria, to, to Czech in Mali, who
Yes,
we've spoken to our people in what do you call it, in Sierra Leone,
yeah,
in
yes,
Uganda.
yes.
When these conversations come together, we believe that we're building that Africanness, that rich Africanness, and we
Indeed,
believe with
indeed.
that Africa will grow naturally. This is why
yeah.
this is why we're here.
Yeah, true. And
Yeah.
also, even about the fame part, if it comes, fine. But I would like to have some power, because I feel like there are certain things I know I can contribute, but I don't have a voice. Like I don't have a voice, so I would like to grow something too that has a voice, that can have a mission of doing what is right, so I can contribute to my own society. So that's another aspect.
Yeah,
That's
right.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, man. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense because I was asking that, knowing a lot of people just do this. Why do you do what you do? Man, I just do it because people are just doing it, and yeah, I just also want to be talked about. I just want people to know me, and if you're actually doing it because your primary goal or your primary aim is to help inspire others,
Yeah,
to help encourage, support others,
yeah,
then it's a good thing,
yeah,
because it doesn't have to be selfish. You don't really. There are a lot of sacrifices that we do that to shape the world around us,
yeah.
that has to do with a lot of selflessness. And if you guys are really on this with that much selflessness, then it means you are on the right track already.
Mashallah, thank you.
Yeah,
We're
if
trying.
you're doing it with I mean, you did more than try, but you're not the only try. You did do
But
it
we thank
already.
God.
Well,
We
I
thank
mean,
God.
and also,
Yes,
right?
you
Like,
did. You did one already.
I spend my days on the computer, man, day night, like on the computer every time. There are so many screens in front of me here, and also about the length. I remember when we were first chatting, you were worried about the length of the thing. Podcasting is something that,
Yeah,
especially like I could work 16 hours a day working on a problem, but I am listening either to music or to a podcast. So just these people chatting calms the spirit sometimes, and then you get to learn real experiences, and you see that it's very
for sure, yes.
therapeutic. Yeah, it's very
In detail.
therapeutic. Yeah, so it's also, I would also love to like drive that culture in Cameroon so that we can have our own platforms that can support us as we're working. Someone can be on the computer, someone could be in the studio writing, and you need some other thing to plug into. You just connect to a podcast, listen as much as you can, pause it, continue the next day, or you can be driving. I love driving, like long distances, so I listen to podcasts and stuff like that. So I hope that that can also. There are just many, many, many reasons, but the productivity
Yeah,
aspect, I
man.
love to support. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the time that we say that we've been chatting with you, we've been asking you questions, and maybe there are things that you've had in mind, that we have not asked you that you really want to share with the world. So this is time for you to just say those things, you know, unfiltered. Maybe you've not touched on something on a topic or something.
Yeah. Talking about talking about promoting my culture or promoting my my cultural heritage or identity. I am also working on a clothing brand, on
Oh
a clothing
wow.
line actually.
Okay.
Good.
So yes, yes, I'm working on a clothing line, and it's my slogan is tell your story by the clothes you wear.
Okay.
Hmm.
Wow.
See? So, yeah, tell your story by the clothes you wear. And the name of my clothing line is Belton, Belton. It's the first letters of my name.
Oh
So
wow.
the idea behind it, the idea behind the clothing line is we have so much cultural heritage. We have so much uh, traditional. Let's just say I don't know if it's a word actually, but that traditionalness
Yes.
in the way we do things that subconsciously we don't think we are actually doing it that way.
Yeah.
We just feel, oh, I'm living my life, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But there is a lot of culture in the way we live. There's a lot of culture in the way we speak, in the way we greet each other, in the way we talk, in the way we dress, in the kinds of food we like to eat and why we like to eat them.
Mashallah.
You see? So
Mm-hmm.
my clothing line now is coming to let people know, all right, this is who you are. You are not just putting on a t-shirt or a hoodie or something, but you are wearing a story. You are putting on a
Mm-hmm.
story. You are carrying your
Mm-hmm.
story. You are
Mm-hmm.
expressing to the world who you are. This is who I am. I wear this because one, I'm African. Two, I'm a king. I'm royal. I'm a queen. You see. Three, I know what I want in life, and I cannot
Hmm.
achieve that without knowing where I come from. I need my
Mashallah.
roots. You
Yeah.
see, no tree no fit grow without a root.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mashallah. Yeah.
You see, yeah,
Hmm.
no matter what you plant,
That was
it needs
interesting.
roots to grow.
Yeah. Mashallah.
So
That's
I the one
interesting.
like let my clothing line come in now like this is your root. My clothing line come in now like that root. It let you know, all right, for me to be a superstar or for me to be a businessman well known, I need to plant something. I need to have a good root, that solid foundation. And so Belton now they come in to bring you back into the originality from where you come out, from where you
Wow.
come out. You see, so my clothing line not just just like come in like anyone else, just a normal t-shirt brand. Just no, I the one type to make sure say whatever thing I dey put am out behind my clothing brand, it get a story to back it up. So Belton will come up. I mean, I have it here.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah. Sure, please.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Mashallah.
You can see this right.
Yeah.
This
Yes,
thing
that's what we
actually
have in your.
it's a symbol.
Yeah. Wow.
You see, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a symbol, and it means power and strength
Wow.
from
Mashallah.
where I come from, right? Yeah, from the
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Bamileke ground.
Yeah.
It's one of the designs gotten from the Ndop fabric, the
Okay.
royal Ndop fabric. You
Yeah.
see, yeah.
Mashallah.
So now one of the symbols and this on that Ndop fabric, and the
Yeah.
symbol means power. You talk of power. You talk of strength. You talk
Yeah.
of determination, patience. You understand? So when you put on this thing, whenever I look at it, I'm like, okay, this is who I am. I am powerful. I am strong. I am determined. I am patient. I am patient. That is, I have the zeal to be whatever I want to be because I know who I am. I know where I come from, and I come from here. I come from I know my background. I know my roots. So you need to know that powerful side of you. We have been so weakened by the society around us or by social media or by what the television or radio tells us that we forget to know that the power that we truly possess is beyond our comprehension. If you really can dig deep into your true powers, into the true strength that you have, trust me, bro, you will do far better than you think you can do. You see, if you can really go dig deep into who you truly are, I am a descendant of soldiers. I am a descendant of true fighters. I am a descendant of kings and queens. You see, I am a ruler in the jungle. I mean, I don't let the jungle control me. I control the jungle. I've been through thick and thin. So I know where to stand and where not to stand. And it all boils down to one thing: telling your story.
Mashallah.
By the clothes you wear.
Boy,
So,
tell your story by the clothes you wear.
Clothes you wear.
And I'm wearing this because I know who I am. Yeah.
Mashallah.
That's what's up.
So I tell my story by the clothes I wear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
Thank
one.
you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Too. Mashallah.
Thank you. I mean,
yeah. Thanks.
well, we've had a nice time chatting with this fellow, Brian.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing him on Topoh.
Yeah. Thank you.
You know, and Boychak, this place is open for you.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's anything that you want to do, I mean, just come in here. It's open and talk about it, expose it to the world. You know.
Yeah, consider this the first of countless episodes. Whenever you have time, you have something to talk about, you have an event, if you launch something, a new song, you need something to come and tell us the details of what it is you're trying to say in the song, follow-ups, we're here. So let us know and we'll be glad to do that.
Remember you have Nigeria's market here.
Yeah.
When you are here, you have Nigeria's market here. So this is another platform to share that love.
Thank you very much for that.
Thank you too. Thank you.
I know I don't get some few fans from there, so it really,
definitely.
means a lot. I appreciate
it. Definitely. One love, man.
Yeah,
bye-bye.
Thanks very much. Thanks for your time. Relentless.
Bye-bye.
Thanks everyone for listening.
One love, man. One love.
One love.
Yeah.
Bye.